Namaste. Recently we saw warmongering during the India-Pakistan war. Almost every TV channel, the anchors were egging the government to attack Pakistan. Some even claimed that the Indian army had entered Islamabad, had gone to Lahore, had even gone up to Karachi, had arrested the high level officials and things like that, which were ridiculous. And the Pakistani media made fun of us because of these ludicrous kind of claims that the Indian media was making, and an atmosphere of jingoism was created in which everybody was saying that India must teach a lesson to Pakistan. There were some who went to the extreme extent, and in the past Rajnath Singh, Yogi Adityanath and S. Jaishankar have said that India would like to get back the Pakistani occupied Kashmir. So people actually were expecting that the government will do something dramatic like that, and the supporters of the government were very disappointed that the war ended in 3 days. And the biggest embarrassment for the Indian government was that Donald Trump was the first one to announce the ceasefire, and he has now claimed more than 30 times that it was because of the US intervention that the war between India and Pakistan is stopped. In fact, he has gone a step further and said that he has stopped a nuclear war between India and Pakistan. So it means that we came very close. We were at the brink of a disaster, because had nuclear weapons been used in this war, it would have been a fiasco. It would have been a gloom all over. So war is not a good thing, and whosoever stopped it, whether it was Mr. Donald Trump or it was direct communication between the Director General of Military Operations of India and Pakistan, whosoever took the initiative, we should thank this person or the group that the war was stopped. Otherwise, we would have seen more devastation, more damage, more loss of life and loss of property, which would obviously would have been miserable for the people who are directly affected. If you go and talk to the people who live in Poonch, Rajouri and Uri, they are actually quite, they don't like to live in a situation where they face daily uncertainty about when there will be shelling from Pakistan, and they tell us that people who crave for war, they must go and spend a day when shelling is taking place, and then they would realize the threats or the dangers of a war. So some of us have come together, and the initiative has been taken by Bharat Gandhi alias Vishwatma, who runs an organization called Global Mission for Peace, and he also is associated with a political party, Voters Party International. Then there is a group called Internationalist Democratic Platform, based in Jammu Kashmir, Punjab and Rajasthan, and there is Center for Peace and Progress of Mr. O.P. Shah. Pakistan India People's Forum for Peace and Democracy is yet to decide whether they will be part of this, but Socialist Party is part of it, and so is a forum created by Socialist Party called India-Pakistan Peace and Friendship Forum. All these different fora and organizations and parties have come together to form what we are calling anti-war fund. It could even be called a global peace fund, and we have decided that just like there are people who engage in warmongering and jingoism during the time of war, or sometimes quite frequently, even on different occasions, even if war is not taking place, we would like to say that we don't want war. We would like to promote peace even during wartime. For example, Socialist Party of India was organizing an online discussion on 7th of May when India had already launched its attack on Pakistan and the war had started. But we were discussing about 100 Indians and Pakistanis over internet in an online meeting. We were discussing how peace and friendship can be brought between India and Pakistan. Subsequently, about 6 meetings have taken place. There was a meeting of youth and students. There was a meeting of academia from both sides. There was a meeting of artists from both sides. There was a meeting of journalists from both sides. And we are hoping to have meetings of farmers and workers from both sides, of ex-servicemen and women from both sides, and a few more. So online there is an interaction between Indian and Pakistani citizens going on who yearn for peace, and now we have created an anti-war fund or a world peace fund which will work towards the objective of achieving world peace, eventually a world government, and a situation where no country has to fight a war. Rahul Sankrityayan, the great scholar who is credited with bringing back Buddhist literature from Tibet which was lost in the fires at Nalanda University long back. He brought back all this literature to India and knew about 30 languages, was an authority on Buddhism. So Rahul Sankrityayan has written a book called 22nd Century. In this book, Rahul Sankrityayan envisions a world in 22nd century where none of the governments will need to have the Department of Defense. So there will be no defense minister, there will be no armies, there will not even be any police, permanent police stations. There will be police, but they will be voluntary. That is, they will come when their services are required. Essentially a world where there is no strife either between the countries or between two sets of people or two individuals, and people will be mature enough to resolve their differences. Sometimes a situation may arise where they may need some kind of mediation or the help of a third person, but mostly people will live in harmony and peace with each other. So this is the kind of ideal world that we would like to have. Rahul Sankrityayan has also conceived of a world government, and in his book he says that in 21-24 there will be a world government whose headquarters will be in Brazil, and there will be a prime minister from some country and other ministers from different countries, and the world will live like one big family. So we hope that this vision of Rahul Sankrityayan is realized, and we are forming this anti-war fund or world peace fund, essentially with the objective that no wars should be fought henceforth, no country should go to war with another country. They must resolve all their differences peacefully through dialogue, and every country should respect the sovereignty of the other country. There should be no armies to defend borders, just like we have achieved in European Union, or like there is a relationship between India and Nepal. Similarly, there are different countries in the world who have this kind of relationship with each other, and we would like this to be a universal phenomena. So no wars to be fought, no armies, no defense department, and a world government. This is the vision of the anti-war fund and the global peace fund, and we hope that the world will move towards this ideal, and because we need people to work towards this ideal, we invite citizens from all over the world to become part of this movement, the global peace movement, and join the anti-war fund, so that next time there is a war, we play a proactive role to stop that war. Ideally, the war should not begin, but if it has begun for some reason, then we must play a role to stop it. Thank you.